Covering their hands in red paint, two actors then proceed to play a game of very violent slapsies, while the other two stand and watch with the audience. I went to the other room in Cardiff on the 24th of November to see Barrel Organ, a new company who's just come down from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, to put on their play, Some People Talk About Violence. The whole show is a series of monologues and games that work together to create this narrative about a family that's falling apart. It's a story of a girl who's reluctant and struggling to get a job, her brother who's trying to introduce his boyfriend to their mother, who's struggling to deal with a son who's off in the world and a daughter who doesn't really want to leave. The games that the cast play seem random and out of place, but as the piece moves forward, you see that some of the games have a link to what happens in the narrative. The ensemble plays a game of what I want to be when I grow up. They go down the line, say a random occupation, and then this links the girl's experience in the Job Seekers Centre. There's a lot of audience participation involved in the piece. From the very beginning, you feel like you're being watched. Some members of the audience were handed brown envelopes and told to give them to the actors when they were told. These envelopes would contain the parts that the actors would play for the night: the narrator, the girl, the mother and the brother. Throughout the piece, the audience was then further called on. A couple in front of where we were sitting were asked to say a line of dialogue that was then used in another monologue later on. My friend who came with me was asked to time a game so that they would keep it to exactly 1 minute. The show is commenting on how mundane the world has become and how, as a result of it, violence is slowly seeping more into the world. The games highlight this. Two of the actors try and shove as many cheese crackers as they can into their mouths while still being able to say "I love you" and "I miss you." Joe Boylan, Bryony Davies, Craig Hamilton and Ellis Stevens, 2 men and 2 women. I went to the night where both of the men got the male parts and both of the women got the female part. I think I would have liked to have seen what would have happened if the roles were swapped and the genders were bent. I certainly would have liked to have seen the biggest, burliest man playing the girl and vice versa. I think the piece would have been a bit more effective if there was a better through line that was established. Maybe make the games explicitly linked to the story and not just have a few lines here and there. The actors as well, when they played these games, seemed to step out of their character's role and into the role of an ensemble, which is all well and good, but as a result you feel like you're not getting a strong enough connection with these characters that you're watching. Overall, I think Some People Talk About Violence is one of the best plays that I've seen this season. I also think that experimental theatre is getting more attention and it really deserves it. It's some brilliant pieces of work. I feel like there needs to be more tweaking of this production before I can say it was outstanding.